I had a feeling this was going to happen. I had a feeling this was going to happen. They're going to kill him off. His character as well. It would make sense. They don't want to recast and disrespect his family. But yeah, they're going to kill off Black Panther. It has been leaked that there is a funeral already on set. If you want to find it, I'm sure you'll find some YouTubers showing it. And someone pretty much translated the, let's just say, the goodbye, the farewell. And it is going to hurt. It is going to be very emotional watching that. And I wouldn't be surprised it gets a little bit controversial. I wouldn't be surprised. The hype feels like the hype is dead. I wouldn't say that. I think that I don't know about that. I don't know about that 616. I mean, I think personally, I think people would accept it. I think people would enjoy what's going on. Oh, dude, Tevya, I don't know you heard the news, but I'll just repeat myself just because I want to. It has been leaked. It has been leaked that the funeral of Black Panther is going to be in Wakanda forever. They're going to kill off Black Panther himself, T'Challa, which I think it's for the best. Because honestly, I'm sorry, maybe I'm just too biased. Maybe it's just I don't think anyone could top yours truly, Chadwick Boseman. I just don't see how another black actor could play that character unless it's in a different continuity and it's on its own separate universe. Yeah, I know, dude. I agree. Dude. It's basically going to be the whole. His death really kind of affected the whole trilogy of Black Panther because now that whole dream of seeing him being with the Fantastic Four is gone. The whole dream of seeing him marrying Storm and everything between on that's gone. Every bit of it is pretty much shattered. And it's not his fault. Just blame cancer. Cancer, the worst enemy of mankind. And dude, of course because they really feel like, oh, the character means more. Like, yeah, true, to an extent, yeah, I could agree with that. But I really would beg to differ, and I would argue it's for the best. You can't tell me that any actor would do a better job. No, just absolutely no thanks. No, absolutely not. And I look at it, the past 4 films he was in, Civil War, his solo film, and the Avengers movies. It really, he did a really good job. He did an amazing job that I feel like there's no actor that could do a better job than he could. And I just don't think a recast would do any better. I think it would be insulting to my own intelligence and pretty much going forward. Now, granted, at one hand, I thought they were going to recast, but they basically established this is our Black Panther. He was our Black Panther. We're not going to recast him. And it's just, yeah. It's just knowing some those cocks. I don't know. I think they really can't say anything. I really don't think they really would say anything. If they could, they really don't know where to stand on because, yeah, granted, on one hand, they should not kill him off, but yet again, who do you think could do a better job? Do you really think so? The guy went out of his way to make a symbol of Black Panther, who people had cancer. Go watch that fucking part where he was talking about people trying to hold on to go watch Black Panther. And he got very emotional because he was talking about himself. He doesn't know how long does he have time to finish his character, his part. I remember growing. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, they were really great. But I mean, I'll just say this: when I saw the Black Panther and Storm together in the comics, I was like, okay, makes sense. I mean, they work together. I don't know why they broke them up. I mean, like, to me, break them up in the comics was just stupid. It was the wrong thing to do. It was perfect fit. In a way, I could say the same thing like Tevye, like Mary Jane and Peter Parker, or Gwen Stacy or Peter Parker. They were perfect together. They fit together. They worked together. They were a perfect couple. And also the same thing with Thor and Jane Foster. But it's just that, man, the moment I saw Black Panther's funeral, I'm like, oh boy, it's there, and I'm like, wow. This is gonna hurt a lot. This is gonna be Avengers Endgame when we saw the funeral of Iron Man. That hurt. Yours truly, myself, bawl like a baby because you were there for that character. It's going to be the similar tone, but even a little bit worse because the actor's gone, and it's even more like heartbreaking because he put his soul, he put 100% of this character. I don't think anyone can really compare to that. He put his heart and soul to this, and it just, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it's going to be really great, but it's just, man, oh man, it's just, it's going to take a lot. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, I am a little stunned, a little like shocked they're going to do it. They're going to have this funeral. And it's like, oh my God, Marvel, you got balls to do this. I don't know if this is a good idea, doing a funeral based on an actor who pretty much played this character. Yeah, I mean, oh man, it's just, no one can beat Chadwick Boseman's portrayal as Black Panther. No one. I mean, he really did a great job, and I just feel like, I'm not saying we could have found someone that is great. I mean, I'm sure I got some fan casting of Black Panther if I had to pick, but granted, I can't picture my mind on that character, like that actor picking off what Chadwick Boseman played. I would rather have that actor play his own version of that character. I think it would be a little bit unfair. It's not a recasting. It's not something to where it's not like James Bond or Doctor Who, where you could do multiple actors coming in, playing this character, and going forward. Granted, you could get away with it, but yet again, I mean, that's the viewer gonna do it. But I mean, my own opinion, my own response is saying this is for the best. This is the right thing to do. I'm on board with this direction, and Shuri's going to be your new Black Panther. And oh yeah, that too. But I mean, like, it's just, we'll have to wait and see if you get an Iron Man trilogy. If Sam Wilson's going to be your new Captain America, is Rhodey going to be your new Iron Man? or is it going to be Ironheart? I mean, it is what it is, but we'll have to wait and see on that. They've been really fucking. I'll say this: the worst character by far, besides the Hulk, is War Machine. Trash, complete total trash, complete total joke of a character. Complete, like, I don't give a fuck. He should have been killed off in Civil War. He should have been killed off. And yeah, like, oh yeah, legacy characters is coming. But I think personally, unlike Marvel in the fucking comics, legacy characters is going to be like, this is the heroes of the OG heroes came and passed, and their stories are over. The legacy characters are going to be taking over. And I wouldn't be too surprised the next couple of years after Tom Holland gets like 2 trilogies, Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6, because after Spider-Man No Way Home, I guarantee you Sony's going to renew their contract. They would have to be stupid enough not to do it. And I still believe that that movie is going to come out next year because Sony wants a massive hit. Sony wants the highest grossing movie of that year. And I really hope that, granted, Sony gets a lot of money and going forward. I do trust them. I mean, they're slowly redeem themselves. I mean, if we're going to have the 3 actors who portrayed Spider-Man, I mean, there really is no buts. I mean, there really isn't. Plus, we're getting Spider-Verse. Plus, we're getting all that other stuff, Venom. I mean, hell, there are already talks of having Venom 3 or Spider-Man 3 being a massive crossover with Venom and Spider-Man. Granted, I wouldn't mind that, but it has to be treated right. And it has to be done very well. I don't want the same story that I saw. And it is what it is. But I mean, back to the whole Black Panther situation. It's just really, I'm going to be honest with all of you. It sucks being a Black Panther fan. It's a flat out like, damn. This actor put his heart and soul. His movie was like, it was good. It's just, man, oh man, his movie could have been a whole lot better. I mean, like, I felt like it was just not fully a Black Panther movie. What I mean is, I wanted a movie about him, not his father, not bullshit on X, Y, and Z on family stuff that really was just like kind of stupid, but yet again, it is what it is. And now that kind of got wasted. But yet again, I mean, like, it's the only movie we'll ever see a Black Panther that we know from that character. And I have to say, they did it right. They did one thing right. Pushing that character to be a mainstream character, pushing that character to be a really cool, badass character on everything on media, the mainstream media. And it really just, it makes me looking forward to how they're going to treat Shuri as Black Panther. Because, I mean, I'm going to say this right now. It's going to be really interesting. Because if that's the case, if Shuri is going to be the Black Panther, does that mean Shuri's the queen of Wakanda? Come on, guys. Come on. That's something I really feel like would make sense. If she's going to be your new Black Panther, it really just, oh, dude, Edman, what the fuck you doing here, brother? I mean, like, it is what it is, brother. It's just pretty much talking about Black Panther. Just pretty much just really depressing news. We found out. Apparently, there's going to be there's going to be a funeral with Black Panther, and it's very depressing that they had no choice. And I honestly agree with it. I'm like, I know a lot of people are going to be very bitter at Marvel, very upset with Marvel, thinking, oh, you're doing a horrible mistake. It's kind of stupid. But I'm like, dude, come on, man. You couldn't tell me Chadwick Boseman Like, I mean, could you get another black actor to play that fucking character who was dying? I mean, the guy was fucking dying when he was playing Black Panther. The guy was fucking dying. That was saying a lot. That was absolutely just like, yeah, I don't see that actor playing, literally topping that. You would have to literally start all over, which, to be fair, they kind of are. It really is going to show because they're going to have to scrap literally everything because now they're going to kill him off screen, which is the right way because I just don't believe how that is going to, like, I'm going to say this right now. It would be insulting if he got killed off by Namor, which Namor is heavily rumored, along with Doctor Doom, which now they own the rights of Fantastic Four, so it wouldn't be surprising if they do that. I mean, oh man, it's just like, I mean, dude, I'm accepting that his first movie is the only time we'll ever see that character in live action, at least for a long time. Maybe we'll get another actor, but I mean, yet again, I'm like, they'll probably do something like Loki, where all these different actors literally is in in the multiverse, and one of them is stuck in the main Marvel universe. But yet again, like, hold on, I can understand that Chadwick Wilson's death, but in the multiverse has opened up. Couldn't Marvel get it? Well, I was just talking about that. Tell me, I do believe they could. Wesley Snipes should be the new Black Panther in a different universe. Dude, he was. And I can agree. Like, granted, you could make that argument, but I mean, yet again, it's like you would have to. Thinking about that, you would have to literally change everything. Granted, they could still do it. Maybe no one would complain. Yeah, well, actually, some would. Yours truly, I would have a massive nitpick. But I mean, I just don't believe those actors really could do what Chadwick Boseman did. I mean, granted, at one hand, they would shine their own. And yeah, Loki and a few other actors, Wesley Snipes, and hell, I got a few choices of what I would pick for Black Panther if I was doing it. And granted, they could, but I mean, that's where I feel like if they're going to, let's say they do. Let's say they bring in all these different alternate universes or one version of Black Panther. They would have to do it right after Secret Wars, and that's long away. And by that time, people would probably accept it, but yet again, people would literally say, I'd rather have him be his own, or I'd rather see him do this, or I'd rather see that. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a lose-lose situation. And it's just, I don't know. I just don't know what to say. I mean, I'm a little bit like, they really have to make it really great, and it's just, I feel that they would make something up to an excuse on bringing a different actor, but at this point right now, I just don't think people would accept it right now because we lost Black Panther. They're going to have to do that funeral. They're going to have to kill him off, and then eventually, maybe, I guarantee you, we're going to have like 4 or 5 movies of Black Panther. And then later on, they'll probably bring in another actor from a different alternate continuity after they do Secret Wars. That's just literally after. Because that's what I see. I mean, I don't know if I'm could be, granted I could be proven wrong. I mean, like who knows? But I mean, it's just I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, what do you know about can we what? Or you explain that whole thing? Oh wait a minute. You mean the fucking what if show? Uh, where he's gonna be party Thor or whatever? I don't know. Wait, what's this? In Phase 6, the next end game is Secret Wars. I could see them rebooting it after. Yeah, I mean, I could see that, which it definitely could reference it. I mean, if you watch Loki at the beginning of the episode, there's going to be a massive war, and pretty much all the universes merge into one, which pretty much representing the all new, all different Marvel now, and that's why they put in all these different alternate versions of themselves or alternate versions of characters that were cool. I mean, I had no problem fucking putting yours truly, Old Man Logan, fucking what else? The Ultimate Wolverine, which I mean, we could actually have that. We don't want to. Well, nobody wants a PG-13 Blade fight. I don't know about that. I mean, honestly, if just being honest, if you could have Civil War pretty much have the most intense fucking battle, and it literally have Bucky blow off his fucking arm off by Iron Man. Yeah, I honestly think you can have a PG-13 Blade movie. And yet again, I mean, like, it's how the vampires are represented. It's how the vampires are represented, and that's where we need to know how much of these vampires are going to be drastically different. Because let's all face facts. The Wesley Snipes films, those are not really Blade from the comics. They reinvented Blade. And when that happened, the Marvel movies, or should I say, the Wesley Snipes movies, really took that and made that to be the mainstream comics. So it's all about how they represented the fucking vampires. And if it's going to be what I think it's going to be, pretty much a low budget horror film, but still keep your audience, which honestly, I'm sorry to say this, they're gonna have that audience. You can't literally go rated R and then have everyone accept that shit. No way. I mean, like, I just don't believe that is going to work. Now, granted, Deadpool is an exception, but I mean, yeah, we'll see how things go. But yet again, I mean, like, anything could happen on Marvel. I mean, I trust Kevin Feige, and I think he's going to be just fine with Blade. I mean, that's just how it is. And granted, he didn't have no plans to do Blade. It's the actor who wanted to do that character. And he told Kevin Feige, I want to do Blade. If you're going to get me, I want to do that character. Because he's probably a fan. He probably loves that character and he wants to portray that character. So, I mean, yeah. So, the multiverse is good. So, in any movies could come out. True. Yeah, that's true. You're right. I mean, hell, I even thought of, like, Edman, do you think that the fucking X-Men could, like, the Fox X-Men universe could merge with the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Because I actually really feel that way, because there's even rumors of Hugh Jackman coming back to play Wolverine. So, I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. I mean, to me, I mean, that's just saying a lot. I mean, personally, for me, it would just be like, yep, you're going to have that moment. And that's another thing, too. Poor little Warner Brothers wasting their pathetic little time on something that they could have had, just like what Marvel's doing. You're going to have the entire fucking Marvel universe history in one movie. You're going to have the X-Men movies. You're going to have the Fantastic Four. You're going to have all this stuff in a few years from now, maybe the next 11 years or 10 years of movies and TV shows connecting all this stuff. And then the future of Marvel movies, you have where, oh yeah, we're going to do this and this and this, and then eventually reboot it all and just go forward from there. I mean, which honestly, that's probably the right direction. I mean, like, when I see the future of the Marvel movies, I'm like, I just don't think anything else is going to be done. Because, I mean, no, wait a minute, we'll see this when I read this. The Blade movie's going to have, oh, dude, you're going to have that sidekick daughter of his coming into the movie. That got canceled, and I was very looking forward to that comic. I was like, why did they cancel that comic? That should have been really cool. I mean, now Disney has got, they could have had a proper old man. I mean, oh, yeah, true. They could, and they still could. They really could still, too. I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I mean, that's something I really wouldn't be surprised. But, I mean, like, oh, dude, Edman, what's your thoughts on the whole What If show? I think it's going to be fantastic. And I think it's going to be very emotional seeing Chadwick Boseman's final performance as Star-Lord. And, I mean, granted, if he was still alive, I think he would have had the opportunity to present that character in live action. And it's going to be very hard now because I'm like, oh, I really wish he had a shot to present that character. And it's just, it really sucks. I'll say this. Being a Black Panther fan, being a Marvel fan, and thinking about the future of Black Panther, it really sucks. I mean, I know a lot of people were like, this and that, and blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, true. You may feel that way because you may feel different than most fans, but fans like me who really just I'm going to say this right now, really just feel very disappointed and a little bit not satisfied of what has happened to the Black Panther franchise. Because his first movie was decent, or just decent. It's good. It's just, it could have been better. That's my response. And yeah, I mean, we'll see how things go. Should not be used. See, I don't think they're gonna use CGI. I mean, like, and that depends because technically they did use CGI on the Wesley Snipes films, but it was like only if it was necessary. That's the thing. If it was necessary to use CGI, then it's all on board with that whole thing. I mean, I'm talking about the whole second and third movie where they had to portray the vampires to be like monster type figures. You know what I'm talking about. The whole part where fucking that one character was literally using his fucking whatchamacallit. I'm trying to think of his name. I can't even. You know that main villain in the second film and all that shit? What about who knows? I actually heard some rumors that he might get recast. They might just recast Luke Cage and Iron Fist, which, to be fair, I'm on board with that because I fucking thought the yours truly Iron Fist sucked balls, and I didn't really care too much on yours truly yours truly fucking what's his face Luke Cage, correcting myself. God damn it, motherfucker. I'll have you guys come down here. You guys could come down here and talk, and I'll retitle the fucking video. But I mean, like, yeah, anyway. Coming down, my friends. Come down to the link. Come down to the link to down below. And meanwhile, I'm playing Marvel's Avengers at this point right now. Waiting for Black Panther coming in. It's kind of funny, too. Black Panther is coming in August, and then we find out in the last week of fucking of July. Yeah, they're gonna do Black Panther's funeral because they don't want to recast the fucking actor, which is kudos to them because they're doing the right thing. I mean, like I just no way in hell that I could see them really portraying anyone portraying that character in live action. But I do agree with a lot of you guys. Like, well, since they opened the multiverse, couldn't they get another actor playing this character? True, yeah, because Loki kind of opened the opportunity, and they could still do it. It's just after Secret Wars. Let's talk about that. Let's allow Shuri and all these characters get their shine. Then we'll do it. Yeah, I mean, like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I mean, like, I'm sure there's going to be a couple of fucks going to be all butthurt because, oh, they kill off Black Panther. They couldn't recast and all that shit. I mean, like, it's just, yeah. The Blade movie should just cast it. What? Can you explain on that? I'm a little lost on.
I think he means like a low budget.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. If that's what you're trying to say, I'm like, okay, that's what I can get that. Sorry about that. Yo, tell me, my brother, what's going on?
No, but so let me get this straight. So they're gonna probably kill Black Panther and they're gonna the Charlie way, which makes sense because before Charlie made Black Panther with Black Panther great. So your cat covers such a and no one's on YouTube. I know like beating on a board. It's a world which I am so tired of what works was a great German.
Are you talking about?
Yeah.
Are you talking about? Hold on. Yeah, you can. I hear you now. Are you talking about that one piece of shit racist fuck that literally did an entire video shitting on himself got all pissed off when Kevin Feige give Sam Wilson, the actor who played Sam Wilson, as the new Captain America. Yeah, like that actor.
Him and some other YouTubers who dude,
I mean, like, they're not gonna win. Dude, they're not gonna fucking win. They're gonna look like more like clowns, and you're gonna have people like me fucking calling their ass out and literally saying, "So let me get this straight. Can you give me an actor that is in the same level that could do a better job?"
Zero.
That Chadwick Boseman did.
Zero.
It's not like the actor retired.
Yeah,
it's not like the actor who did his trilogy and now is.
Yeah, because the actor he passed away, so they had no choice.
No. Tell me. Let me say this. It's not like the same situation. It's not. Yeah, exactly. The actor died. He never got his chance to finish his story because, to tell you the truth, they really, like, if you look at it all, he never got a chance to end his character. There was even, like, hell, I went on I was surfing on the internet and I saw this article popping up that they were going to do 21 Bells 2. They were going to do a sequel to that film. But after Chadwick Boseman's death, they scrapped all the ideas because they didn't want to do it. They didn't want a continuation. And I'm like, man, if he was still alive, that could have been a really good. They would have been a really good cop movie. I mean, like, and by the way, that was a really good cop movie. And to be fair, I actually think they could do a TV show just on that alone with him. And I really like that. If granted, I mean, it's just, oh man, it really just makes you very sad. I mean, like, every time I think about what could have happened or we could have had with him, it kind of makes you very sad now that he never got a chance to finish his character. Like, I mean, look at the actors. The actor Robert Downey Jr. His legacy's set. When he eventually his time will come, people will remember him on portraying that character of Iron Man, like Christopher Reeve. Christopher Reeve is well known for playing Superman, and he'll always be remembered playing that character. And that's where people have the whole like typecasting on whoever plays fucking Superman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very hard fill to fill in. Now, granted, there could be a few successors.
Superman actually put him in great perfection. That showed amazing.
Yeah, I'm not really touching that shit. Fuck that crap.
I went and check it out. It's really good.
I know it's good, but I'm too fucking afraid that show's gonna get ruined by CW. You know how Flash was, and then when that went down the toilet, and then Arrow, then Legends of Tomorrow, then everything else. Supergirl was shit from the very fucking shit.
Oh yeah, did you hear the embargo? The embargo on Constantine? They can't use Constantine?
I fucking made a rant video on that. Did you not see my video? I made a rant video on that shit.
It's so stupid. What the fuck?
And I'm like, wait. I'm like, keep proving me right, Warner Bros. Keep proving me right. You're telling me that, you basically made it where, we're gonna redo that character, and then fucking that character to be nothing like the character. We're gonna make him into a female that's color, and it's like, wait. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. Dude. He's a fucking white man.
Yeah, with blonde hair.
And it's like, look, I can get away. Yeah, but he's a British man with blonde hair, and he has a white cancer. But it's like, the problem is you have the perfect actor to do it, or you have
Matt Lyon is Constantine. Like forget Keanu Reeves. Matt Lyon is Constantine. Keanu Reeves did an okay job at Constantine in the movie, but Matt Lyon is Constantine.
Granted, I agree with you. But I wouldn't mind if we got another Constantine by Keanu Reeves. I kind of like his movie.
Yeah, are they making a sequel to that? I heard they were making a sequel or something.
I don't know. I think that's canceled now, but at this point, because fucking my man, my guy, fucking yours truly, J.J. Abrams.
I shouldn't know who involved. He's the same guy who the Black Superman coming out with. I don't know.
Well, to tell you the truth now, I don't know if I should really be angry because
isn't it Val Zod or something?
Yeah. That's Michael B. Jordan. That's his part. That part I'm looking forward to. The movie, on the other hand, not so much.
I don't know. Granted, I think they're one and the same. I think they changed it to a TV show on HBO Max than a movie. Mind you, Tevia, they're pushing all their DC products on HBO Max.
True.
And I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
So are they trying to do New 52 Earth 2 adaptations?
Yeah,
probably. I think that's the plan with Val Zod, because you can't do Val Zod, but then Earth got blown up twice, in fact.
Well, granted, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it to that whole direction. Granted, I'm all for it, but but yet again, I would rather have Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger and come back to play that character, because I really felt like he did an amazing job, and I feel like
Killmonger died in the first.
Well, yeah, you could make some bullshit up to fucking bring his ass back. If Loki can come back for a billionth time, get your ass. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah. And also you had it where you could make a bullshit excuse. So during the what if timeline, he pretty much that character, that version pretty much went into Secret Wars, and he's your new Black Panther, and he wants to redeem him. Dude, oh god, I could literally pitch an entire story.
Well, come on, just did Iron Man in the What If show. So
Yeah,
make it that way.
I deeply wonder, is he gonna have like an Iron Man type suit, but basically vibranium and all that shit? I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised. That shit would be fucking insane. And that also kind of that basically established no Iron Man in that timeline, no Iron Man at all, and which is like, I mean, that kind of sucks. But I mean, like, if he's gonna be your Iron Man in that universe, so be it. Like, that's the thing. But also, it makes me wonder, like, what happens to Obadiah Stane? Does Killmonger kill Obadiah Stane? What about the
Whiplash?
Not well, that too, and also all the other events of the Marvel movies. Does certain changes. I mean, that stuff, it's like they're going to have to establish. And also another thing I noticed, all of them are in a same universe. It's like they're building on a different type, kind of like the Ultimate Universe to an extent, where they make a alternate universe, and they
that seven main sequence that no
where everything's flipped.
pretty much.
Right now, you don't really get blown up.
Well, to tell you the truth, the Ultimate Universe is fucking dead after Ultimatum. So I mean, like, honestly,
the main Marvel universe just consumes any alternate reality, anyways. You know, they just
except MCU. MCU survived, thank God.
What do you think
about that?
Oh, dude,
they say a Thunderbolts.
With Norman Osborn or Justin Hammer.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Tevia. It could be a bit of both. I mean, you could have it where the Thunderbolts could be a prototype of the Dark Avengers. And also, we don't know that fucking woman who's recruiting all these different people. Personally, in my opinion, I think Norman Osborn is behind the scenes. It can't be Justin Hammer. They said he's
coming back. They said they're trying to get Defoe to come back or something. All these weird Spider-Man rumors.
Yeah, I mean, like, I heard he's in Spider-Man Spider-Man No Way Home. And if he's gonna play Norman Osborn for another decade, I'm like, God damn it! I couldn't pick the better actor.
Oh yeah, I heard about the plot leak or something where apparently he was sent before he died in the 2002 one or something like that. He was sent to the early MCU and he killed that Norman Osborn and took his place or something like that.
Oh, I could believe that.
And he's waiting for the time to strike.
Oh, I could actually believe that. I could really believe that. That's something I could tell you. Come on, you know Norman Osborn.
Also on the leak, he engineers Spider-Man. Like, he's responsible for that. He's trying to make up for the mistakes that he did to the Maguire version by recruiting MCU Peter or something like that.
I could buy that. I could actually buy that. I mean, that sounds like something Norman Osborn would do. I mean, this is going on.
Having an open comic with open sex.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, granted, and this is the whole thing. I'm like, Tevia, I mean, this is what I said back in my early videos. I'm like, the Marvel universe is invading every little thing what we think of, and it makes me wonder. I'm like, you know what? Why don't we just make our own? Why don't we just make new comic books on these characters? I mean, it would just establish people on investing their time. I mean, no one really gives a shit.
No, opener is stupid on DBO Tagu.
What?
You had a comment.
I don't know about that. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I'm hoping they do the classic version.
They're not gonna do Ultimate.
I mean, if they're gonna do Ultimate, that character, I was expecting that to be in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Because
I got a better idea for
it failed miserably.
MCU Norman. Just have MCU Norman be an evil businessman and have, I don't know, someone else, a different goblin or someone else be the goblin under him, you know?
Oh, yeah, I could actually buy that.
It's old time TV show.
Didn't that happen in the fucking comics? Didn't that happen in the comics to where back in the old days, Norman Osborn pretty much established to where he wanted everyone to make. He was using Harry, or he was using Harry.
I think yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like this was the whole time frame where he was dead. He was presumed dead, and he used Harry to pretty much do whatever evil scheme that he wanted to go for, and that's what. And hell, Spectacular Spider-Man did all that stuff, which
it's better than they made it. I love that show.
No, not too much. It kind of reminds me a bit of that show. Really reminds me of what. The Batman, which, like, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I was not a big fan of it. I mean, like you had Bane, pretty much be a fucking Red Hulk before even Red Hulk exists.
True. Well, not the Batman. The Batman I didn't give it that show. I care about more. Specifically with my GM, and
granted, I do love the. Maybe it's just because when I think of Spider-Man, I think of the animated series, and it's just like I just don't like what they did to Venom. I'm like I like Venom to be the way how they did Venom in Spectacular was garbage. I'm sorry.
Technically, it's Ultimate and Sequence 6, but mostly Ultimate.
Yeah, but it was just shit. From the very beginning, you didn't felt like. I mean that whole the reason why he became Venom and the whole symbiote. It's just, it just didn't work with me. I mean, like I like Venom to where he lost everything, and that's just me.
Would the MCU even do Eddie Brock at this point?
At this point, I think the MCU is just allowing fucking Sony doing that, because that's the whole point where I say, let's say they have fucking Spider-Man rights. What would they do? What would they do?
Again.
I mean, like the only thing they would do is Norman Osborn, and that's really it. They wouldn't care.
I think they would do either Mac Gargan Venom or maybe Flash Thompson Agent Venom, even though that's a little off.
I would rather have it where you connect the Sony stuff, and then you connect it to the Marvel movies.
Cancel Morbius, cancel Craven, but that movie never happened. Cancel those. That movie are crap.
I mean, like personally, for me, I consider Venom to be canon. Morbius, I'm waiting to see on how that goes. I really want to see how that goes, because that's gonna be. Oh, that's going to be a very interesting, because that's going to, and also another thing is like, does like Marvel really need to have all the Spider-Man rights? Because if they bring in all the Spider-Man, if they have all the Spider-Man rights, let's just say they do.
A Hunter film from DBO Taco.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, like,
that's happening for Drake, which is a bad idea.
Yeah, it's stupid too. And I'm like, what? You're doing that film? What?
Yeah, with the Quicksilver actor, you should name him like Quick Craven or something.
Great idea, great nickname, brother. I'll use that for my next title on that. But I mean, like, and Ant-Man, if you want to come down in the link. It's down below. If you want to come down and chat with us. Tevye, if you want to go to bed, you can go to bed now. Fucking hell.
I'm probably going to go to bed, but before I do that, I do want to tell one more thing about that Hunter movie. Sony, stop doing bad ideas. Just stop. No one can ever Hunter. Well, who are you going to fight? No. Oh, you're going to fight Chameleon, is he?
He's going to hunt the lizard from Amazing Spider-Man.
It's just stupid. It's just fucking stupid. I mean, like, who... I'd like to know, is it Avi Arad that
yes, he still has his day and things.
Because I mean, he's responsible for fucking killing off not once, but not twice. He's, I get he wants to going forward. Marvel owns the rights of Punisher.
Yeah,
I believe they got the rights of Punisher along with
Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones. They got all the rights back from Netflix.
The funny thing about that is that they had all those rights from like the early 2010s.
Yeah.
But then Ike Perlmutter took them and made low budget shows.
To be fair, out of all those shows, Daredevil was great until Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Punisher.
They could have been movies.
Disappointing.
I'll just say this: out of all the Netflix shows, Daredevil and Punisher were the only good shows.
Wait, well, okay.
I'm sorry for everyone that loves the Iron Fist or Luke Cage or any of those Netflix shows. They really are just like, yeah. Could they do Craven? If it's I'm trying to
shit. Can I go in now?
Fucking click it. Just oh, you fuck.
Stupid connection. Well, that's not good. Yeah, he's dragging.
Oh, fuck me, brother. Fuck. It crashed. Oh, man. Okay, all right. I apologize. All that shit. My computer just crashed. I'm like, oh man, oh no, don't you die. Fucking mother bitch. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, like, could they use the Craven versus the Mad Spider? Yeah, they could. I mean, if it's in its own continuity, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did such a thing like that. But I mean, like, it's just they would have to work it. They would have to make it really make sense and give off that origin to that Spider-Man. And it's kind of like the whole Joker situation. They would have to give off an origin story with that version of Spider-Man, and they would have to make it work. That's the thing.
They're also developing a Mysterio movie, apparently.
No, that's not happening. That got canceled the minute the Mysterio MCU. That's dead. Thank God.
And also, I mean, just going even further with that, I mean, like, they're also working on Madam Web, which honestly, well, Tevia too. I mean, like, if they're gonna do more live action Spider-Man crossover movies, you gotta do that. That's something that needs to happen. That's something that needs to work.
The Web of Life.
Wait, I thought that show that came out. GMS, it was great. That's what they're getting fucked with those Spider-Man.
And don't forget about the spider totem thingy, the spider gods or whatever that was.
I feel like I did in GMS. My part was SWAT.
Dude, SWAT did some good shit right there. Go screw you.
He can't MCT people like MCT Mary Jane.
Dude, he was the best shit. I mean, you couldn't tell me half that shit was trash because honestly, it was some fucking good shit. We had Peter Parker going on some cool adventure stories. We had some things where we didn't see in the other Spider-Man comics could ever fucking do. I mean, like, there's no way in hell that I believe that, oh yeah, we're gonna have fucking yours truly, the one and only Peter Parker going to do the superior corporate direction because we would get crucified if we don't have a fucking reason to do it, and also bringing something interesting and new and different for that character because
sounds like the MCU would do that.
It drove me crazy when they corporate people. That drove me nuts. I didn't rap it.
Dude, I'll just say this. I'll just say it. If they put Parker Industries, he's so much like his father.
You're gonna see me explode rage.
And then Miles Morales. And then Miles Morales. Ned will be like happy, but for Miles Morales.
Oh, dude, you just literally put it. Oh, no, good, better idea. Let's have where Miles Morales fucking looks up to Peter, and Peter's a fucking billionaire fucking playboy, got his like hot, gorgeous Mary Jane wife, and he has to wear, and I hope that they get Kathy, you know, the actress who was in Shadowhunters, that actress. Yeah. I'm like, granted, I want her to either play Mary Jane or play Jean Grey.
Jean.
Yeah, I really want her. I want her to play that character.
Gwen Stacy as Mr. Parker's assistant or something.
Oh, I already got. Just get the actress to play Sabrina. I mean, shit, we already are making bank with that. I mean, shit.
That could work.
I would cry like a bitch. Just like, yes, we got it.
Everybody in the MCU using Parker tech.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. and oh no, better idea. Let's have Peter goes into Stark Industries, renames it to Parker Industries. Oh, so good.
No one you're gonna be pissed because this Iron Man Jr. over again.
No. Well, and actually, yeah, that I would say it, but I'm like, yeah, but he's your main Spider-Man. He's the one to have the best of the best. He's the best suit, best trilogy, best shit ever. I'm sorry. The MCU Spider-Man costumes and everything else, oh man, it's so, oh dude. And it also, speaking of Ant-Man, dude, on that too, it can lead into Spider-Man 2099, where the future Spider-Man, where Parker Industries are worldwide, and you have different Iron Man people. Let's say the military's using Iron Man suits, and you can go forward with that whole direction. Oh,
and there's somebody
Alchemax.
And that's yeah, you could do that too. I mean, hell, you could even have Alchemax running Parker Industries.
Yeah, they bought it and then they renamed it to their company.
That could happen too. I mean, like, I'm not saying that's possible, but I mean, so much idea, so much. And this is the excitement that I love.
I got another idea. Imagine Parker Industries versus Osborn Industries.
Oh, hell. That would be great. That would be awesome.
Did Dan Slott even do that in this run?
No, he didn't.
Oh my god!
Take over the company again because Doc Ock is the idiot. He ain't gonna be Spider-Man.
No, and not just that. But didn't Northern Oscorp Industries went out of business at that point?
Well, Parker Industries got bankrupt. Oscorp got destroyed. I think, I don't remember, and then it went nowhere.
It always gets destroyed, but it's always brought back anyways.
Yeah. Well, Parker Industries that got blown up. They'll bring
it back when the movies start doing it.
Idiot.
Well, I mean, like, personally for me, I would be more happy if you brought it back, but also you made it where it's more building onto the Dark Avengers shit. Can you send? Can I? No, I'm good with the thumbnails on Batman Arkham Knight. I'm good. I can make some thumbnails myself. It's just sometimes I'm just a little too lazy to. I'll put them up. Don't worry. You don't need to do that. I'll send, like, the only thing I would want you to give me thumbnails is like something that I need you like fully on, some big project that I want to do. Yeah, I mean, hell, you could even put out this whole thumbnail if you want to do this whole discussion, talk about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and the future of the Marvel cinematic universe. But I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it's just going as a whole. I mean, I really truly feel like it's on them. It's on them to what they need to go for on the future of Marvel, and it's something that I feel like people are going to have to accept. But I feel like people are going to accept it with open arms, and you will have those people that will be upset.
And, no shit. Right, like the He-Man situation with that thing.
Oh, dude, that was like that was
went down people paying that show.
Rage bait only is like a form of support, and also, you know, promoting the thing they hate. You know.
Mm-hmm. No,
it's stupid.
It's stupid.
I'm like,
all it does is give the companies more power in a way.
In a way, yeah, it does. You know, you're right. You're absolutely fucking right about that. Because I mean, like, it only gives the company more power, more credit, more investing,
more clout.
Yeah, that too, and also more like, let's say that word, more of, like, in a word, they knew that people would watch it. I mean, there's a reason why the sequel trilogy got all fucking money, because people talked about it. There's a reason why fucking people talked about the whole Captain Marvel situation, which, to be fair, that was a mediocre movie. I mean,
yeah, the movie was mediocre, bad. I agree.
I mean, like, I'll say this: Black Widow was better, but Black Widow with her movie, it's just there was nothing there that really was like. It was run in the middle, and that's the problem of the Marvel movies. It's like you have your great movies that really people love talking about, and then you just have your
okay movies.
They have like great, then good, then mediocre movies.
Yeah, they're not horrible. They're not great.
I honestly, I don't think that they would do a bad Marvel movie. I just don't believe that.
Black Widow took too long to come out because of the
scummy asshole.
Not just that, but I just feel like there was a big fear factor of introducing a Black Widow movie, to where if they were gonna do a Black Widow movie, they were afraid of, could their movie be like every other female superhero movie? And I think Kevin Feige waited on how waited for Wonder Woman to come out, see how that was going to do, then do Captain Marvel, and presenting her to be the future of the Marvel movies, and then after that, you go forward on the next story, and then introducing Black Widow. Now, granted, they could still do a Black Widow trilogy, but yet again, I don't know how much more you're going to do.
They'll probably explore the Winter Guard or something like that a little more. Then they'll spend them all.
Blown up. So.
I
could do Benoit. Benoit could work. But the one character you can't do is Sony without screwing it up.
Actually, I mean, like, you could, but I feel like, I mean, like, I personally believe that the only thing that would make sense for it to happen is to where you have the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man pretty much pass the torch to yours truly.
A blonde Tobey Maguire.
And then he takes the mantle of the Scarlet Spider. But yeah, again, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, No Way Home, it's going to be very interesting. No Way Home is going to be a very interesting film. And
Kevin Feige said that the third films that he does, those are always the ones that go weird, go big.
Yeah,
Paul
that's
it worked with that movie, made another movie.
That was the only good Thor movie. I mean, like, the movies, his Thor movie, like, Thor movies are
like Thor 1.
The Thor 1 was barely decent. It had so many issues.
It's a rom-com.
No, that's dog word.
Anyway, I'm gonna end this in about a minute.
I need some sleep.
But I'll just. Is Sentry is dead? No, I mean, like, I think he's alive.
Didn't they put him in like a different dimension or something?
They did, but then after he got split, and then he got reborn, they got killed off. Thanks to
Sentry's just wasted potential. It's like every time they do something with him, they just throw him back in a box somewhere.
Well, I thought I saw something. He's in a Valkyrie.
I think he's a. He was in the Valkyrie. Yeah, he was in the Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Comics. So I mean, like, Sentry was. Like, I'm gonna say this right now. I think Sentry's a fucking wuss. Like, the way they try to present him. Like, I mean, this is granted, this is just like me on, like, oh, I see how you doing it, Marvel, trying to replace Thor with his fuck. No, this guy could not last not even 1 minute, not even 1 second against that fucking god, the God of Thunder himself. And look what happened. He fucking kicked his ass. Then after that, helped him to pretty much go to the sun so pretty much he could burn. And the rest is history. But I mean, like, Marvel doesn't, like, and this is the thing. I mean, if they're ever going to do Sentry, they're going to have to merge him with Hyperion, because Sentry is a wuss as a character. You couldn't tell me, let's take serious on that character in live action. He's a wuss.
The guy had mental issues. You're schizophrenic.
His volume one by Paul Jenkins was actually that's a good standalone movie book that doesn't really connect that much. It connected, but then at the end of the story, it feels like its own thing.
But that worked. That was a great story. Bendis Miss Century was just stupid.
Yeah. Bendis is being Bendis. I mean, that's just how I see it. Isn't Hyperion? Isn't Hyperion gone since? No. I mean, like, Hyperion's still around in the comics, but I mean, like, if there ever was going to,
no, that didn't happen. We were here with your born.
I mean, like, we're talking. I mean, like, I'll just say he's talking about what we were talking about. But I'm just saying, like, if they're going to do him, in my eyes, I would just go with Hyperion and go from there and do the Squadron Supreme and just go from there. But I mean, like, they have a lot of things now on their disposal. They have another 10 or 20 years just on X-Men, the New Avengers, the multiverse.
Which, that's awesome.
Yeah, but anyway.
Deadpool 3, and then X-Force, then Extreme X-Men, then X-Statics or something.
We'll see.
Oh, boy, baby. Yay, boy. Yay.
Anyway. Well, I'm crushing this, and it's good to talk to you guys, and good to talk to you about the whole recent news on Black Panther. I just had to talk about it, and I wanted to say how I really feel on the whole thing. I honestly feel like, I mean, it's going to be a hard pill to swallow when it happens, but I think people are going to accept it more and more. It's like, I think it's the right thing. What's up?
Are you ever going to review the Thor movies?
Oh, dude, you guarantee we're going to do the Thor movies next year, buddy. Next year. Just got to be patient. I'm going to review what?
maybe the first one. I barely remember that one a little bit.
No, I'm gonna do all of them. It's just I'm gonna do them like next year when the new movie comes out.
And probably Jane Bond the 4, so you can probably capitalize on her popularity.
Yeah, and also like I'm speaking about Jane Foster. I wouldn't be surprised if she's back to being Thor again, because if you look at the recent Captain America comics, Sam Wilson is back to being Captain America, and I'm like, good.
Yay.
He should have never stopped being Captain America. Thank you, Marvel. Thank you, Marvel Studios, for fixing that issue, that insulting issue. And I still haven't forgive Nick Spencer on that. That is just like, you took the one thing I love about that character and strip him down in bare bones. And
I really think ASM. I'm ready to highlight that. And I get my wish. Yay! Hopefully.
Yeah. Granted, don't put your chips down until everything. We need more details on that stuff because, yeah, I'll agree. It's getting good. I'll give Nick Spencer this. It's getting really interesting on the whole, like, ooh, I wonder my fucking theory is going to come true or not. Dude, if my theory comes true to where my theory on if Peter Parker and Mary Jane ever get back together, and if Peter dies because of their deal, or Mary Jane dies, I'm going to hear you say, no!
Yeah, you made a rap video with
Dude, I'm going to do a video response on that, on yours, and I'm going to say, yes, yes. Good, yeah, hatred made you powerful.
They put Peter in a coma until he comes back for the next movie, I bet.
I could actually.
Doctor Strange, so won't be shocked that happens.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens too, but I mean, like, it would be a laughing stock. It would be like, granted, you got your wish, but we'll make it 10 times more. Like, well, that kind of just sucks. But I mean, granted, technically, 616 that could actually work. I mean, like, you could the whole Peter being in a coma state. Therefore, Ben Reilly has to be the one that takes the mantle for Spider-Man because Peter's out of it. So therefore, it kind of makes sense. I mean, like that whole thing. I mean, like granted, that would make that would make a lot of sense. But also, my argument stands like, okay, if that's going to happen, how long is this going to go? That's my whole thing. I mean, I guess it's gonna, and if that happens, when Peter wakes up, is Peter gonna just pretty much just go back to being Spider-Man, or is just Peter is just like, okay, Ben, it's your ring now. I'm retired. I'm gonna be married with Mary Jane.
And I'm gonna have my daughter made it Parker alive and kicking. I'll get my wish.
We'll see how things go, and that too.
Yeah, and they never found his daughter.
Yeah, that's still scary to this day. I hate.
No, granted, I mean, like, it wouldn't be fucking funny if they have it where, oh yeah, she's the new villain for Peter to face.
That would drive me insane. That would
I would totally laugh at that. Yeah. Dude, I'm like, granted, I'm just enjoying my Iron Man comics. I'm somewhat enjoying the Thor comics because I'm not really liking what Thor's up to at this point right now.
With Boy never can kill anymore, and maybe
it seems like that, and I will be pissed the fuck off, and you will hear me literally dropping the Thor comic because I'm like, okay, we did this once, there was for a reason. Now we put him again as king. There ain't going to be a third time doing it because if there's going to be a third time, you literally made the character into a joke. And
John Blake, he gets in the villain.
Oh yeah, and it's no, and you think like, okay, there's going to be somewhat redemption. Thor's going to show some humanity. No, fuck no. We're going to make him suffer even way worse. Make it beyond saving. Make it where he's forever, never going to have them go back to what he was before. He's forever never going to have him pretty much go back to being a hero slash doctor again. He'll never be that character like he was in the Silver Age comics. He's always going to be a villain, and he will always hate Thor from the very beginning because what happened. And it's just, the
MCU Thor movies helped very
bloody passion.
Yeah, the MCU movies helped bury the Donald Blake character.
Yeah, not just that, but they also just not really bothered using that. They used the Ultimate route where it made sense. They heavily used on the Ultimate route.
Yeah, they had Donald Blake, but he was like bolder.
That I literally like deeply. Yeah, and it was just only an Easter egg, and it was only an Easter egg on that whole thing, and it was just wasted. But the worst thing factor, as a fan of Thor, it's not just they wasted the Donald Blake character in the Thor movies; they fucking ruined. Not even courtesy. They ruined their opportunity to make the Jane Foster and Thor relationship work. And I honestly blame Marvel. Why did you cast Natalie Portman, who is an actress that's not that good? I mean, I've seen some of her movies besides Star Wars or Marvel, and she's not that good. Granted, she was in a comic book movie that was basically it was the fucking anonymous type shit, where she was bald hair and all that crap.
I get the movie.
V from
I don't know.
I think
V from Vendetta.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing where I'm like, I just didn't like how, I'm gonna say this right. She's a good actress on a lot of movies, but every time she's in a big time movie like Star Wars or Marvel, she's just straight out trash. So I'm like, I'm giving her the spotlight. I'm giving her the time and shine to prove me wrong because, I mean, she's playing my character, my favorite character in Thor. And I'm like, you better make this work for me. I mean, or I'm going to put on your head. Because you'll have people rant about it, but out of all people, you're going to see me rant about it. Because if it's trash, which granted, I loved what they did with Thor Ragnarok. It was the best Thor movie. It was the better Thor movie. It was basically got the character right. No fun aspect. There was no part where I literally had Thor be the main character and not have him overshadowed over and over again by his brother Loki. And I know the actor who plays Loki is a phenomenal actor. I love him in almost anything he's in. The Night Manager was awesome. He was great in Skull Island. He was amazing in the Loki show. And I'm super looking forward to Loki season 2. But I mean, my problem
originally he was supposed to be Thor.
Yeah, I know. To tell you the truth, I actually am pretty grateful he was Loki because he actually, I could actually buy him as Loki than Thor. It was when I think of Thor, I think of this big, buffed up, blonde hair guy. I mean, I just don't buy that. And Chris Hemsworth, literally makes me buy him as Thor. Every time I see him just literally posting a video on his Instagram or him doing whatever stuff in his other stuff on Thor movies or different projects, I could see Thor in him. Same thing with Robert Downey Jr. To an extent, Robert Downey Jr. is an actor to where he sometimes plays himself because Tony Stark is a very kind of like Bruce Wayne. In for example, the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy, you never had Bruce Wayne.
I need to go. I need to go to bed. It's way over
all right. See you later. We're about to. All right. And I was just about to end this and go play Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah, in the comics, Iron Man before Robert Downey Jr. is kind of a stiff, kind of like straightforward, serious guy.
He's always serious. He's always like, in a way, to best describe him. And yeah, I agree why they would choose him, because he fits the mold.
Mm-hmm.
Is Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah.
He really pretty much acts, talks like a Tony Stark type person would feel, or even Christian Bale to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
I would even put Christian Bale on that same status, and that's why he was born to play as Batman, because he fits the mold for a serious businessman type person. If you read the older comics, you see nothing like Robert Downey Jr., or even watch the other stuff that is pre-MCU. It really shows where people see on a different character what Tony Stark is than the movies. And one thing I will say about the movies is his first movie, he was serious. He was somewhat mouthy, but he wasn't as a goofball. The second and third movie, complete total clown fest. I mean, he was joking up like Spider-Man. And me and my dad say this, and he knows more than anything. Rest in peace, Dad. He said to me, "This is not Iron Man. Iron Man is not jokey like Spider-Man. I know this character with the back of my hand. I had 319 issues of this fucking character. And I know what I read about him. He's nothing like this character. And I personally feel that they really just, it comes to his solo movies, drop the ball on his movies, except the first movie and the rest sister." And he said, how come if anytime in the Avengers movies or Civil War or even Spider-Man Homecoming, he acts like a totally different character and just acts like serious, straightforward, telling you what to do, telling you how he feels. It really kind of shows you what the type of writing status. And, I love Jon Favreau, but I mean, like, it's just, dude, I really personally feel like Demon and Bottle, that's not what makes Iron Man really great. What makes Iron Man truly great is what the storylines represented. It's what the business on his corporation is, stuff like that. And
yeah, like Justin Hammer and Roxanne and AIM coming in always.
And it's not. And that, speaking about that, oh my god, I literally was like, oh, what in the world am I watching? What in the world am I watching?
Yeah, wasn't AIM in Iron Man 3 and they ruined it or something like that?
No. AIM was not in it. AIM was not in it.
Oh.
It was just, it was basically, AIM was pretty much, like, I don't think they really introduced AIM at all. Not even a little. And that's the thing. I think Marvel's a little bit too afraid to introduce AIM and MODOK and all that stuff because...
Yeah, everything from the Infinity Saga is very, it just feels very grounded and general audience friendly.
Yeah, and also another thing is the way they put Hydra to be this big up there secret society type shit. And if you put it in like, oh, wait, there's another secret society called AIM, and you have corporate business and all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's going to work.
And then the Serpent Society, whatever happened to that? I think that was the original idea for Captain America 3, and they were going to use an evil clone of Captain America as the villain, just in case they don't do Civil War.
Yeah, or just or have worse something else. I mean, like, I think personally, now they could do that story in Sam Wilson's trilogy.
Yeah,
I mean, like, granted, they're gonna have to introduce some Hydra stuff or introduce some villains because I mean, like, I can only think of like 2 or 3 storylines could work for Captain America. But I mean, it's going to be great seeing the Sam Wilson trilogy of Captain America. Can't wait for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like,
what did you think about the Warriors 3?
The Warriors 3. Disappointing.
I felt they were wasted. Like they were just.
I could agree with that. I could agree with that statement. I could agree the whole statement of they really dropped the ball on Jane Foster's relationship with Thor. I could agree with the whole
and Lady Sif. Lady
Sif. I mean, to be fair, I feel like Lady Sif should have been. They should have explained what happened to her. Either she's dead or she got banished when Loki was king, and the rest is history. I mean, like, that shit really just somewhat pisses me off that they left that character hanging. And it's just like,
I heard really, they might bring her back.
The MCU drops the ball on certain things, and yeah, I heard that too. And to be fair, I don't know if it's really necessary now, because I don't think she's really worth it. Because let's all face facts, they never really established Thor and her to be somewhat a relationship. Like, they were friends, but that's really it. And they just wasted her so much so that I'm like, why even bother waiting? Why bother taking that character? It's almost like the same thing how I feel in comic books, to where why do this direction if you're just gonna waste our time in DC, especially DC. Oh my god.
Yeah, and comics usually have more time than the movies do.
I hated every minute of what they did.
Like the movies strike me as almost like you know how the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Ultimate Universe kind of grounded everything to the point. The Ultimate
Universe?
Oh, where they like ground everything to a point where they they do their own
and it was
thing.
Do their own thing, yeah. I agree with that, but also, like, I feel like when they do their own version, like, say, the Venom storyline or the Clone Saga, they make it 10 times better. Like the MCU's version of the Infinity Gauntlet, it was a billion times better of the comic. Because let's all face facts, Thanos in the comic book version on why he got the Infinity Stones, he wanted to bang that fucking bitch. That's really it. He wanted to have some love, and that was all he was trying to go for.
He's a nihilist.
Yeah, and that too. But it's just like, it was just overall, I felt like the MCU version made the character a lot more special. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But in my personal opinion, really has their ups and downs. But I mean, I really want Thor and Jane Foster, if they're going to have them be a couple, if they're going to have this whole thing going forward, I would want it to where they make a reason why the Hammer gets back together. Because there is even like a little bit of like theories of the Hammer pretty much gets back together, and there's like a t-shirt that shows there are cracks in Mjolnir, kind of representing what the Ultimate Hammer was pretty much doing. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was destroyed and merged with her, and pretty much she becomes Valkyrie if she doesn't die in this one. That's the thing. I've been all over this film, and I'm giving Natalie Portman literally the spotlight where, okay, honey, you have literally not my favorite actress in this journey of Thor. you better put your A game on this shit because you are not a great actress at all. I don't think she's that good. She may be good at certain movies, but I just feel like she doesn't bring Foster is. I mean, like, hell, the actress who played Lady Sith is what I think of a actress should be portraying Jane Foster. Helping, but also a sassy, feminine type person. Here, she's a fucking bitch. She's annoying. She's whining. And it makes you want to just not want to be with her. Oh my God. And she slapped Thor in the second Thor movie at the beginning of the movie. And where were you? I waited and I cried and I did all this. And I'm like, oh my God, Thor, you got to dump this bitch. Seriously. I mean, and then they established, I'm sorry you broke up with Jane Foster. And I'm like, oh no, don't be sorry. We were pretty much glad that shit happened. And I'm literally picturing myself like, oh man, it's going to be real fun how this goes when Thor meets up with Jane again. And they're probably going to make some type of joke where Thor can't pick up his hammer, and Thor is like, you know what, go ahead and pick it up. I got this. And he shows his Stormbreaker, and you go from there. And honestly, I mean, I don't really get why people are bitching and moaning about Thor getting replaced. He's got Stormbreaker, for crying out loud. Now, granted, at one point, maybe it's just because Stormbreaker will be passed over to Beta Ray Bill when they do him, because that's going to happen. But that's the only thing where I'm like thinking, are they going to save Beta Ray Bill in the 5th or the 6th film? Because, I mean, there's a couple of Thor villains that I could see. And I'm going to say this. I'm a fan of the Silver Age Thor comics, so I'm telling you what time period I pick. And I'm like, there's only 2 villains I see. I forgot his name. It's this big.
Oh, the Mangog? Was it the Mangog? Yeah.
I think that's his name. He's this big, crazy monster type figure, and he beat the fucking shit out of Thor, and Odin had to be the one that stopped him or something like that.
He's supposed to be like the thing that comes during Ragnarok as well.
Yeah,
maybe he was unlocked.
Yeah, exactly. And he comes down on New Asgard, and he causes commotion, and Thor has to go stop him, and you could have introduced Beta Ray Bill, and you could go forward with that whole direction. And I mean, like, it would be great. And also another thing too, I want to have that moment at the ending of the Thor movies where Loki comes back. You could have where he appears in the 6th film or the 5th film, and he explains everything to Thor, and pretty much you have it where he introduces his girl, Sophie, and I'm like, oh, dude, it would just be so cool to see Jane Foster and Thor together, and you have fucking Loki and Sophie. Oh God, it would just be such a great.
Oh yeah, you're missing one character that I think is already dead, so maybe they can do a variant of him. I don't know. The Executioner. That way you can have Loki, kind of the Enchantress and the Executioner.
That could, we could. I think Executioner was just a bit of wasted, and it was just a bit of comedy purposes.
It was just a joke.
I mean, like, when I heard he was a part of this, when I heard he was casted, I was like, great actor, but man, oh man, no Enchantress? I don't know how this is going to go. And it turned out to be exactly what I thought it was going to be. Take some elements, take some moments.
Yeah, they and just essentially took some homage, like a homage of his death in the comics, and put it in there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, it's kind of stupid, but the whole thing. But I mean, like, the one part I'm just like waiting now, it's just like how they betray Spider-Man on his Uncle Ben. And I have a theory to where was Uncle Ben the Tobey Maguire of his universe, and that would make sense. It would make sense. They got to do that. If they don't explore that, how much it affected him and how much it changed him to where he looked at Tony as a positive and as escapism, because people do that. People do that where they lost their loved one and they look up to someone else to kind of take that father figure spot. And the way Tony was, the way he looked at Peter, he looked at him like a son who was carrying on his business. And to be fair, I'm like, I can't really deny that because I love the shit out of it. I mean, like, it was so good to see them with them together, and it's just, it is what it is. But I mean, like, but I mean, I'm hoping we go forward and on the future of Marvel. I don't see Marvel fucking up, and that's the thing too. Like, I mean, like, people are waiting for Marvel's biggest failure, and I just like, I can't see that happening for a very long time, or if that. I mean, Marvel, that time will probably happen after Kevin Feige happens, just like with Star Wars is going on right now, where the whole sequel trilogy really went down the shit. They really didn't take care of it as much. They really didn't do a good job, and they crashed and burned, and pretty much they're just rebuilding what was left in a way. And I mean, like, I'm not putting my heart and soul on the Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau because too much creative power. Like, for example, Ridley Scott. When everyone trusted him for taking over the Alien franchise, I got nothing to blame but myself. Yeah. When he failed, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And that's
the Alien franchise is a mess.
Yeah.
Just like Predator.
Well, I don't know about Predator. Predator is more like it could be worked around, but nothing compared towards Alien. Alien is pretty much dead, top to bottom. And who's to blame? The fans, 20th century fuckface, and Ridley Scott. And that pissed me off. That upset me so much that it made me sick to my stomach. So much that I was angry, upset, and I literally, like, I got nothing to blame but myself. But I also was hated at Ridley Scott and what his idea, what he really thinks should be the future of Alien. And when I look at Raised by Wolves, that is what Ridley Scott wants to do with Alien. And to be fair, you can even put that show in the same continuity in his fucking Alien prequel movies. Same set, almost literally the same premise, and it's just, I hate Ridley Scott. I honestly hate that fucking, like, I'm almost looking at Disney. Disney, just have him name alone and don't have him touch Alien. Please, if you let him touch Alien, not only I'm going to hate on you forever because I trusted you with fucking taking over this franchise. I mean, and also another thing too, I don't know about the lawsuit on Predator, but it sure looks like they're going to lose the rights of Predator. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they have that. I mean, I'm a little scared if that happens, the license of Marvel doing the comics of Predator gets canned, and I don't know what's going to happen with Predator. They'll probably divert back to doing Dark Horse comics of Predator, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Predator. But as for, like, just literally just bullshitting on how Marvel is just going to do, we're going to do this, we're going to make forward, and I'm like, and thanks, man, for the thumbnail. And it's just like, I mean, Disney can't fuck this up. The franchise is done. You could not change that. You can't change what is truly dead in the water. You can't push it back any further because, I mean, it would just literally be the same bullshit. I know, I saw it. but it's just it can't be just you can't bury it any further the way it is right now. It's done. It was just only proven that Alien doesn't deserve to go into the movies or anything, and it just should be retired. Right now, we have our best to what we are doing with Star Wars, making a TV show, fixing the franchise, and building the future, not only for movies, but for TV shows. And that's what Disney is doing. And I'm very looking forward to where they're going. However, we'll have to wait and see where it goes. And I'm also very scared of what they're going to do with Alita Battle Angel. Because I'd rather have an animated series. I want animated series, but the creators sold the license rights because he wants a live action movie, which is fine. But it's just like, I really don't know what else I could say.
And what about James Cameron's Avatar and James Cameron's Terminator 7?
Dude, I blame that motherfucking piece of shit cunt. Oh, dude, I don't know which one. What being tongue tied. I don't know which one's worse. I hate Ridley Scott or James Cameron. He has pissed me off so many times that I literally I want to fucking literally just call him out. Call him out on so many fucking levels. I hate what he has become. A bullshit, just in a way, become what he hates. Killing off his characters and replacing them for a new direction. He shitted on Alien 3. He shitted on fucking any other movies. Hell, he didn't even like what Ridley Scott did to the Alien Covenant franchise or the Alien Covenant movies, should I say. I don't accept them as if you ask me, the only movies that are canon are the first two movies. But I'll just say this. The Alien prequel movies are just first one is promising, but the second one was just god awful. But it really just what I'm trying to say is Ridley Scott and James Cameron are so much alike. It's not funny. It's just, oh man, I hated what he.
A good way to fix the Terminator franchise is that the third one has to be a prequel set. It has to be a prequel set during the future war of the original timeline before Terminator 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that, but also I would rather just literally just do the future war, pretend, just have it where it's in the middle, and yeah. I'll see you later. I mean, I got to get going. Yeah, shit. Thank you, Ed, man, just doing that for me. It's just, I really just, I'm going to be, before I go, I'm just saying this. I'm trusting Disney for the future for Alien. I do trust Kevin Feige on handling
more Marvel.
Doing this direction on Black Panther. And also, they're building on a show along with this whole direction on Black Panther, because I think Black Panther is more becoming a legacy type character, a symbol, than just one man. And I think that's where the future of the Black Panther franchise. Granted, it may not be what everyone wants it to go. We want to see Storm. We want to see. It's just. I'm gonna say this: we want to see Storm and Black Panther together, but that dream's not happening. More likely, he's going to be with Beast, and everything else is just going to be down the middle. Anyway, night, man. I'll see you later.
All right.
All right. See you later.